we wanted to look at some of the meanings in terms of the earth itself. Okay? Now, in looking at mountains, and we know the mountains of the earth are really spectacular. We are blessed here in Canada with amazing mountain chains, especially if you go to the west. If you travel across Canada, it's a beautiful thing on a train, and you travel Alberta and some of those areas there, you'll see beautiful mountain ranges. And the mountains go right down into the United States. There's a Rocky Mountain range that's there. On the East Coast, you have the Appalachian Mountains, and there are different mountain ranges. And the science of studying mountains is a very interesting science. There's a famous professor emeritus, Frank Press, and he came up with the theory, which is now recognized because of our technology, that the mountains have underlying roots. So in other words, just like when you see a tree, right, the real tree, the strength of the tree is below the ground. And based upon what type of a tree it is and what its needs are, the roots will actually move underneath to support the tree. So the little thing sticking up, that's not the whole tree. Okay, it's the same thing with mountains. And they came up with the concept that the roots, these are deeply embedded in the ground, and thus the mountains have a shape like pegs. They have a shape like pegs. Okay? And so the modern theory of plate tectonics, it holds that the mountains actually stabilize the Earth's surface. It's literally like you took a peg and you pounded it in to stabilize it. The Quran itself mentioned, أَلَمْ نَجْعَلَ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا. Have we not made the earth as a bed and the mountains as pegs? We made the mountains as otad. So the Quran is saying that the mountains are like this otad that you put on the sides of your tent to hold it in place. Secondly, in terms of the mountains, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the 16th chapter, verse 15, and He set firm mountains in the earth so it would not shake with you. So in other words, the mountains are there to stabilize. It stabilizes the earth. And if you look at mountains around the world, you will see that they are strategically placed in order to literally keep the surface of the earth together. It's only from 1960 that they actually could penetrate the surface to know how deep the pegs were under the ground. That literally these things could be like pegs. And this is the i'jaz now. How could a man who lived in Arabia 1400 years ago, right? Bedouin society, how could they go underground to know this? You see? This is the i'jaz. That's the question you have to ask yourself.